We're just getting ready for our second round of our Not a Trade Show Business Expo. We have a full slate ahead, so 3 minutes each, guys, and we'll run through this group. But I'm first going to bring Joe Shunock up here, who's our sponsor for hosting us in this amazing space. And you have lots to say about this.
No. Hi, guys. Joe my job for the last 4 years has been to rent this space out. Depending on how long you've been in this community, you may know it as the Nortel building, buy a building, and then most recently it was a solar panel manufacturer that was in here. The current owner picked it up, fortunately under power of sale. It's fortunate for him, not so much for the solar panel guys. He turned around and basically called me the one day and said, listen, we're going to rent this space out, and we're going to probably be $6 to $10 under market rent. Just because the price that he bought it was so appealing that made him way more competitive than most in the rental market. So I said, sure, it sounds great. We're 309,000 square feet. And they asked the simple question, how are you going to rent this out? I said, well, how about 1 square foot? And it's actually proved true. We had 3 or 4 tenants when we began. We're now up over 50. We have approximately 2 spaces, one 1,600 feet and one 1,800 foot space left in this building. So at 309,000 square feet, it's not a bad achievement. We have a happy owner. It's going to start cash flowing like crazy in the next few years. So that's a good thing from a business perspective. In the building itself, it's really become a community. We have every sector from mental health, fitness, tech. We've got a firm in here that does massive window wall design for huge apartments and business complexes all around the world. And it's all done here in this building. We have another company called VDTS. I think they're a member. And they're the coolest guys. It's a new technology where they take a visual tallying of board feet for the lumber industry. So they can actually give a vocal command and it keeps track of all the boards flying by production. And that was, again, created here. They were one of our first tenants. So my job today is simple. It's welcome to the building. There are going to be other opportunities here in the future. As folks have pointed out, Flossie's is here. It took me a year to convince them to take over our cafeteria. Great addition to the building. Our tenants all have access to a pretty decent gym as part of their tenancy. And then all of these rooms. We've got breakaway rooms. We've got the lecture hall. And that's a bonus that they don't pay for. So they rent their space. It could be 500 square feet. It could be 10,000. And with that, we're in this community. We're seeing a lot of synergistic behaviors in here where agencies are combining, doing whatnot. There's my time. Doing different events and we're first aid training. So agencies are getting together. They're creating good economies of scale and pulling groups together. Anyway, the building's working out great, and welcome to it. And feel free to roam around, in between sessions and have a look around. I'll be out in the atrium. That's my office. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you all want, we'll do the walkabout. Anyway, welcome and enjoy your time here today.
So, quick introduction to those of you who don't know me. My name is Ryan Reckenberg. I'm one of the leads on the team for Allstate here in Belleville. Now, insurance is not very interesting. I'll try to make it as interesting as possible. Our office actually covers the territory from Napanee to Colborne and Picton up to Bancroft. And you're going to imagine yourself without an insurance for a second. Just picture there's no insurance. Imagine that absolute devastation that happens if you are injured, someone you loved is injured in an accident. That's essentially the core of what we do. We're here as that protection. And historically, how the insurance industry started out was shipping as well as property insurance through the fire of London in 1866 or 1666. Devastated the city. Annual costs of about $1 to $3 trillion annualized for now. There was no insurance. So essentially what they said is we'll have to come up with something. Thus was born Lloyd's of London. And you're wondering, other than personal property, other than you personally having your stuff insured, why else would I be here? And one of the things that we do offer for Allstate is actually a corporate partnership for companies, for nonprofits, that we're offering essentially a program where your employees will have a discount as long as you want. And it's of no cost to the company. It's of only benefit in terms of retention for staff. It's a wonderful way to get people in and to retain that staff long term. Right now, there's a huge problem with retention, a huge problem with hiring. It's an additional way. And if it's something that you'd consider, something that you're open to, give me a chat afterwards. Essentially, that's what I'm here to say. If you want your own insurance coverage, if you want company care, if you want the program and more information about group programming for insurance discounting, let me know. Like I said, I tried to make it as painless as possible for you guys. I know, insurance is not exciting, but it's essential. So thank you. Again, it's Ryan Reckenberg from Allstate, and you can stop me when you want to. Have a good one, and thank you guys.
So I'm Erin. I work for the Foundation, and I thought by starting by showing of hands, how many of you have been cared for at BGH or somebody who has been? So yeah, most of us, and me too. And one of the best parts of my job is talking to folks like you who each have your own connection to our local hospital, because we all do. When it comes to needing the hospital, it might be you, it will be somebody that you know. So imagine how important it is to have the best possible equipment and access to the best possible care locally close to home when that time, if it comes. So that's where the work of the foundation really comes in. So many people might not know the government does not support the cost of any hospital equipment. So the foundation, in partnership with our community, we raise the money that makes those essential purchases possible. So in the last year alone, that includes things like a neonatal CPAP machine, an echocardiogram machine. These machine names might be a bit difficult to spell, but what's even more difficult is imagining what healthcare in our community would look like without these tools. For babies like Jack, who was born at 32 weeks premature and relied on that CPAP machine in order to breathe because his little lungs just weren't big enough yet. Or one of our neighbors, Jerry, who was out for dinner one night and then the next minute was hooked up to that echocardiogram machine because he had a massive heart attack. So making purchases like this possible for our hospital, which serves over 190,000 people from Brighton to Napanee, Picton to Bancroft, is the work that we do at the foundation every single day. But we can only do this work with the support of our community, folks just like you. And the good news is there's so many different ways to get involved. Personally, through sponsorship through your business, or by taking part. One of our new current big initiatives is our $100,000 cash prize, Cash for Cancer lottery. So myself and Jen, my colleague, are here all day. We'd love to chat to you. Sell you a ticket to that lottery. But yeah, I think in closing, when I was talking to another colleague about this presentation and kind of being worried about getting all the big things that I needed to in 3 minutes, they helpfully reminded me that big things happen every single day at the hospital in way less time than 3 minutes. That final push and a baby is born, someone receives the news that their cancer is in remission. Big things can happen in 3 minutes. So I hope in this time you've learned a little bit more about your local hospital and you might want to find out more about getting involved. So thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name's Ely. I am a registered acupuncturist. I've been practicing for over 25 years, and I have a practice in Picton inside the Armory. And I recently joined Care Chiropractic, the family team. We're over on Bridge Street, just across from the courthouse. Now you're probably wondering why on earth you'd want to go see an acupuncturist. Well, most of the people that I get referrals from are other healthcare providers, because my job is to help you, help your healthcare provider, help you get better. What does that mean exactly? Let me explain. No, it'll take too long. Let me sum up. Little Jack was really lucky that he had the option of getting life-saving care as a neonate, and was able to survive into adulthood. But one day Jack is out shoveling the snow because we just got a massive snowstorm, and he puts his back out. So he goes to the physiotherapist who's working with him, and he gets better. The physio is doing a little bit of acupuncture, a little bit of ultrasound therapy, giving him some exercise. He gets better, but then a few days later it hurts again. And he gets better after a treatment, but a few days later it comes back. And a lot of that might have to do with the fact that he has an underlying health condition that the physio isn't treating him for. That's not what physios do. So the physio will send little Jack, who's now an adult, to me, because what we do is we treat the root of a condition so that the other health conditions that a person has, because you never hurt your back in a vacuum. There's always other things going on in your body. And sometimes those other things can slow down the healing process or not get you to where you want to be when you want to be there. So acupuncture as an adjunct therapy to physiotherapy, chiropractic, massage, pharmaceutical care, and even post-surgical recovery. A lot of studies show that when you add acupuncture, when it's performed by a registered acupuncturist to a healthcare regime, your chances of recovering are much more significantly doable than if you don't do it at all and you just rely on your body to help. It's kind of like if you've ever seen a juggler. It's really easy to juggle one ball, right? This is my asthma. This is Jack's asthma. He's doing okay. But, a few weeks ago, he also got a flu. So now he's got the flu. And on top of that, he's got a history of asthma. So his recovery isn't doing so good. Now he went and shoveled the snow. Okay, now he's got 3 balls up in the air. So his whole body is working on keeping these 3 balls up in the air while he's functioning, instead of just being able to do this with the asthma. So that's when you send your patient to me, or that's when you send your friend to me or your family member to me, or heck, you can even come and see me. One of the things I'm doing is I'm offering free consultations for members of the chamber and their family, because acupuncture is kind of weird. It's kind of out there. And if you wanted to come and meet with me and talk about what I do, I'm more than happy to answer some of your questions. So again, I'm Ely T, and I'm a registered acupuncturist here at Care Chiropractic and acupuncture, county acupuncture in Pittston. Thanks.
My name is Rob Crisp, and I'm the executive director of Grace Inn Shelter. Moved here 4.5 years ago from the great province of Alberta. And I've been involved with homelessness since 1997, got my first lick of it in the streets of LA, and then spent a lot of time in the streets of Calgary. So who are and what is Grace Inn Shelter? Grace Inn Shelter is hospitality for the homeless. We are the first and only overnight emergency shelter in Belleville. And we're proud to say that we consider those that we serve our guests. So what does that mean? Well, a night at Grace Inn Shelter looks like this. You come to the door, you leave your stuff in a locked locker, and they secure it there. We take you upstairs. We provide hot showers, toiletries, soap, toothpaste, toothbrushes, and white towels. How many like white towels when they go into a hotel? Well, we stepped it up a notch, and we provide beautiful accommodations, semi-private locations. What we don't do is we don't warehouse people. I don't believe in it. A lot of the larger shelters do that, and I know some people that have been in the shelter system for 6 years. Our objective and goal is to get them in, get them out. We have a systems navigator who helps them walk through the community and gets them tied into what they need for help. We've been able to provide people with hearing aids and false teeth. I don't have false teeth yet, and I enjoy steak, so I hope I never have to have false teeth. But when you live on the streets, it's a different situation. So as a business owner, how can we provide you with help? Well, I ran a business for 14 years. I was in the painting industry. I had a staff of 14, and we painted custom homes. And I brought that experience with me, plus the experience I had on the streets in LA and in Calgary, to Grace Inn Shelter. When I was hired on with a challenge. And it was a great one, but I love a challenge. And so we're here to provide business advocacy. We're here to demystify what homelessness is and isn't. And we're here to provide educational curriculum to the Loyalist College and to a lot of the high schools and junior highs. We don't want to see our future generations homeless. So being proactive and trying to get that message out. And our strategic advantage is our staff. We have an amazing staff. I have an amazing management team. And basically we promote social awareness. We love and support our community, and we practice radical kindness. I might show up at your business one day with a jug of coffee and some donuts and just put it on your reception desk. Why would I do that? Because we believe in radical kindness, and that's all avenues. We step into crisis. We have an amazing team. And just to give you some stats before I close, in 4 short years, we provided 29,000 overnight bed stays, 54,000 meals, handed out over 50,000 bottles of water, and had 11,000 hours of volunteer support. We couldn't do it without our community, and we can't do it without it. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Hudson Finney. I'm also an Alberta boy from Edmonton. So is LA Los Angeles or Leduc, Alberta? So I could be your friend or I could be your worst enemy. Let me tell you why. The company I am with, we protect and we empower businesses and their employees, your most valuable asset. We fireproof them. We have a series of services that give you access to a law firm in the palm of your hand. Yep. We have an app for that. Wherever your phone goes, your law firm goes. I'd love to sit down with you and explain to you, because there are so many opportunities and so many variables, I can make it specific for you and your company and your business. So let me explain a little better that it's better to have this service and not need it rather than need the service and not have it. I can testify. There's an associate from Miami. He had an individual where an employee got fired. That employee did have LegalShield, and they sued the company. They won. So if you have me come in and protect you and your employees, one of the parts of that is the employee would not be able to sue you, the company. So therefore, it would be best to have a stress-free opportunity to have any question you have answered at a low monthly cost. Doesn't that save a lot of money in your pocket, a lot of stress out of your life, both personally and professionally? So if you would allow me to come in, maybe feed your employees, offer them this, it'll cost you nothing, a voluntary employee benefit, as Allstate would like to do. Protect them, protect you. I'd love to come and have a coffee with you, explain all of our services, and see what we can do.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Janice. I'm from Serendipity in County. I grew up in the county, and of course, like many of us who grew up there, moved away for a period of time, but I'm so happy and to be bringing this modality of yoga and wellness to you. Our mission statement is helping you find mindfulness and helping movement your way. And before we go any further, what I'd like to do, was anybody stressed out getting there this morning? Finding where this actually was? Okay, what I'd like you to do is just shift around on your seat a little bit, uncross your legs, soles of the feet on the floor, lower your shoulders down away from the ears, maybe soften or even close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Slow breath out through the nose. That felt good, didn't it? Let's do that again. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. Now you can leave your eyes softened or closed if you'd like, but if you'd like to open them, perhaps with your next inhale, just blinking them open a little bit. That's what I do because our days are so busy. We are super saturated with everything going on around us that we don't often take the time to look out for us. We can't pour from an empty cup. So taking the time to show up for you on your mat, whether you're doing a high energy, sweaty practice at 6:30 in the morning, or at 12 o'clock today, you're joining me for a long, slow, stretchy practice. That time, whatever it is for you, where you can leave the outside world outside and focus on you for at least that hour of time. Who knows? That feeling might even stay with you longer throughout the day, and then transfer over to those around you. I'm in Bloomfield, I'm in Picton, I offer yoga therapy, sweaty practices, slow practices, one-on-ones, corporate for health and wellness of your employees. Give me a call, send me a text, and let's chat. Thank you so much, everyone.
All right, guys. So my name is Edith. Thank you for the introduction. I was supposed to be here with my partner Celine, who decided to not show up the last minute. So I'm doing her half of the presentation. What we do is eye exams, primarily, first and foremost, and we also do eyewear and corrective devices, and that comes in many platforms, one of which would be glasses, sunglasses, contact lenses, and also referrals to specialists. Extremely, what that means for our patients, essentially they cannot see or they have health problems related to their eye problems. And what that means for them internally is that, first of all, the inability to function day to day, and or impaired function on more long-term basis. The philosophy behind that is that we have trained professionals, both opticians as well as optometrists, to be able to address those concerns. And that's more on the health part of the spectrum. We also have the retail part of the floor, which is the eye care consultants, which would then take you onto the floor for the fashion designer glasses that you eventually would purchase. How this happens, basically you would schedule an appointment with the optometrist. After the appointment, he would go through something called transfer of care, which takes you from clinical side to the retail floor. At that point, you are going to be met with a team of the eye care consultants, choosing the glasses as well as contact lenses, devices, or anything of that nature. And it's actually very easy to do. All you do is you can schedule the appointment via phone calls. We also have platforms via text messages as well as through the devices. You now can also do it through referrals. So that is pretty much it in a nutshell. If you guys need eye exams or have any problems related to eyes or otherwise, just let us know. And we're here to help you in the community of Belleville. And we are potentially going to be in Picton, where our location is right across Eddie Bauer. So if you guys shop in the mall or Suzy Share. And that is it. Thank you so much.
I'm Deborah. I'm from the Waring House. I'm just going to talk to you about the place because it is super. It's a lot of fun there, great food, good service, and me. So I take care of the sales and events for corporate, but I also do some family things as well. I have a coworker who does weddings because we've got a massive place. How many people have been to the Waring House? Just a few, okay. So anyways, I came here 3 years ago from Burlington. I worked on the corporate side of business. I worked for Royal Bank and Union Gas, never in the hospitality industry, never working for McDonald's after school, nothing of that. So when I got here, retired, I figured that I would do something different, and different was going to the Waring House, becoming that coordinator. So I've had 3 years of experience of sitting on the other side of the table versus what I used to do when I was in corporate. In any case, at this time of year, we've got a couple of things coming up. And Nora, the co-owner of the Waring House, loves different events, especially Halloween. So you got to come out on the weekend of the 28th to see how she's decorated it, and good food. And then we also have Christmas coming up, and we have 2 buffets, the 14th and the 21st of December, where you can get a great meal for a very good price. And we'd love to have you out there, or dinners. And I can take care of any of your corporate events that you would like to throughout the year. The other thing that we have there is 49 guest rooms. We have one very large conference room that seats 200 people, theater style. or comfortably 160 people at round tables. We have screens, projectors, the whole enchilada for you, and we take care of your needs. The construction of the main building and the house next door, which houses 12 different rooms, was built in 1820. And by 1860, there were 2 generations of the Waring family that had lived there. In any case, Nora and Chris Rogers, who bought the place in the 90s, decided to enlarge and created 2 very large lodges that were built in the early 2000s. And again, we have the 49 rooms, so we're quite capable of handling big groups. There's a smaller conference room called the Prince Edward Room that seats 30 people. And over and above that, we have great staff. So I can read that because my eyes are pretty good. I like to keep it light because that's just me. I don't want to come out and see us. I left some stuff downstairs. I'll mingle at lunchtime, give you a card, give you a bit more information, and that's pretty well it. So thank you very much. It's been a pleasure, and I look forward to meeting with people.
Good start. I'm gonna start my timer. I know, right? Morning, everybody. My name is Liz Yentema, and I am the owner and CEO of Zone Athletics here in Belleville. Some of you may know us as Pegasus Cheer Athletics. We've recently rebranded. We are in our 10th year. And if you're unsure where we are, all you got to do is head down Highway 2, right here, all the way down just past Walbridge Loyalist Road. And we're right in the same building as the rental center. We offer programs for our community. They start at the age of 3 months, approximately, where we have a program called Bouncing Babies, and we work with athletes all the way through to my age and a little older. There is no limit as to your age when you come to do things in our gym. We offer drop-in adult tumbling classes, drop-in baby programs. We offer recreational and competitive cheerleading teams, which if you follow the news, that's probably where you've seen us because, you know, with the competitive teams, we like to put the results out there for the community to see and celebrate. We also offer the Quinte area's largest summer camp program and PA Day camp program. This past summer, we saw almost 500 children come through our doors. We put on an annual event, Trunk or Treat. Apparently, we're in competition with the BDIA this year. That's okay. And we also offer parkour classes. We are the Quinte area's only parkour gym. And the last thing that we have added, which I am so excited about, is we offer our area's only kids escape rooms. So we do kids fitness escape rooms. They're a ton of fun. We just started, it's a brand new program. And so we're trying to get the word out there for everybody, but we'd love for you guys to come down. Feel free, message us and come down for a gym tour. We'd love to have you guys in. Thank you so much.